जैसे in your childhood you must have read assertive, interrogative, declarative, imperative, exclamatory. Do not look at the board, just look at me what I am telling. There are many kinds of classification of many bases. आधार, बहुत सारा आधार होता है sentences के classification का. Since your childhood you must have studied such type of classification which is of different zone: assertive, interrogative, exclamatory, imperative, this type. The students say that assertive is a type of sentence in which the speaker asserts some idea, gives you some idea. In interrogative type of sentence, the person or the speaker asks some question, but this structure which is before you is called classification according to grammatical structure. Structural संगठन, structure के point of view से, according to the viewpoint of structure, the grammar teacher makes this classification which is simple, compound and complex. What's the rule of simple sentence? Just see. Simple sentence is a sentence which has only one clause. You can see that it has only one clause in a simple sentence, and there will be subject plus verb plus object. This is a common rule. Ram goes home, Ram eats toffees, and there can be two things: subject plus verb in any tense, simple present, present continuous, present perfect, any tense it can be. On the board you can see the example. What's the example of simple sentence? That the students have completed their homework. It is in present perfect tense. There is only one subject and there is only one idea, not more than one idea. No other idea, no other point is added in the first idea. There is only single idea that students have completed their work or homework. The second type according to grammatical structure is compound sentence. In Hindi you call it Misrit Vakya. You have already read coordinating connector. So what happens in compound sentence? Just you see. A compound sentence is a sentence which has two or more clauses. One principal clause. There is one principal clause or main clause in compound sentence and in complex sentence also. In compound sentence, first you must understand what is clause. In Hindi you call it upavakya. Clause is a full sentence. Just like a simple sentence, it is a full sentence. It has its subject, it has its verb, it has its object. If there is no object, then there can be complement. Just for example, Ram writes a letter. This is subject plus verb plus object. Ram eats toffees. This is also the same. Subject plus verb plus object. But you come to what is the complement. What is complement? You first understand, then you will follow what is clause. Clause upavakya. Clause is full sentence, but it is the part of a larger sentence. It may be the part of compound sentence or it may be the part of complex sentence. In compound sentence, which you call Misrit Vakya, in such type of sentence there is a principal clause first of all. In both compound and complex sentence there is a principal clause, one only principal. Just in your college you have only one principal, not two. So in compound sentence and in complex sentence there is only one principal clause. Principal clause means main sentence. You can recognize it. Any time you can recognize that this is principal clause. For example, she ran fast and caught the bus. So there are two sentences, but the principal clause is she ran fast and she caught the bus. So there are two sentences in which first is principal clause and second is coordinate clause. That coordinate clause of compound sentence will begin with coordinating conjunction, which you have already read. You have read coordinating conjunctions, total list you have read it. And beginning from, what happens in a compound sentence? There is one principal clause, just like you read just now, she ran fast. This is principal clause of compound sentence. Coordinate clause comes in compound sentence only, and coordinate clause which you read last day begins the compound sentence. That means compound sentence begins with coordinating connector. The long list you have read yesterday. And group, there were 5 to 6 connectors in and group. But group, in which there were 6 to 7 connectors. Or that you call athva, or group, you have read 6 to 7 connectors. The biggest, largest number was in so group. So therefore, consequently, these were all so group conjunctions or connectors which begin coordinate clause. So you have to see the value of compound sentence. Compound sentence is a sentence which has 2 or more clauses. It's not necessary that there will be only one principal clause and only one coordinate clause. There can be more than, if the sentence is lengthy or long, there can be more than 1 or 2 coordinate clauses. This sentence which I tell you just now, she ran fast and caught the bus, it has only one coordinate clause. The other example is Ankit worked hard but failed to pass. It is but. Ankit worked hard but failed to pass, failed in the exam. Ankit worked hard and failed in the exam. So both ideas are opposite. So but is used and it is compound sentence. The sentences in which and group connectors are used, so many connectors you have read. Just go home and learn those characters, because those connectors come in compound sentence and they start coordinate clause. They are the part of compound sentence only. Now come to complex sentence. That means remember कि एक प्रिंसिपल क्लॉज के अलावा 1 या 2 या 3 भी कोऑर्डिनेट क्लॉज हो सकता है कंपाउंड सेंटेंस में. If the compound sentence is big, then more than one coordinate clause. What is the meaning of coordinate clause? Clause of equal rank. And remember that coordinate clause begins with coordinating connector. Now come to what is the most important and the type of sentence which is written in newspapers, big novels, big books, important books of all subjects. Those are complex sentence. And what you have to do in your exam, that you have to learn how to convert simple sentence into compound, compound into simple. This is the highest level of ability. Change simple sentence into compound, change compound into simple, change simple into complex, change complex into simple. If you type on Google or anywhere, any desktop or anywhere, if you type how to convert, how to transform simple, compound and complex sentences, you will get the question. You will get hundreds of questions, and if you try, you will convert simple into compound, compound into simple, simple into complex, complex into simple. and compound into complex and complex into simple. That means interchange. You will be able to do. This is the highest level of question of college and of competitive exams. So I am telling you कि in complex sentence there is one principal clause. In place of principal clause, we can use main clause also. We can say main clause. So there will be only one main clause in complex sentence. Then how many subordinate clauses? It can't be said. More than 2, 3, 4. But each clause will begin with subordinating connector, which I will teach you next day. That subordinating connector is just like because, since, as soon as, when, until, unless. These all are, and many other. At least they are 52. They are called subordinating connector. They begin subordinate clause. What's the meaning of subordinate clause? Of lower rank. Of rank which is under, which is at lower status than some higher status. Understand? Which is in lower status than some person of higher status. So principal clause is the more important. And what's the difference between compound sentence and complex sentence? Just remember, in a compound sentence, if you pick out the connector, remove the connector, both the sentences will be independent and both will be clear in their own way. But if